Hello everyone, this is my second video of a review of my brand new 2016 Ecoboost Mustang. In the last video I went over a couple things in the interior, mostly dealing with the center gauge there, what it can do and what purpose it has. So I'm going to try and finish up the interior in this video. We'll start here with the Sync 3 system, and huge improvement over the last for my Sync system. Never owned a car with it, but that's not true, actually I did. But it was very tedious, it was very slow, very buggy. This one is a lot more user friendly. I feel like Ford and I guess Microsoft got it right this time. It works like a tablet, where the other one was really on its own with the way the layout was. So at the bottom you have all your options. I did not get navigation in my vehicle, so you have audio, climate, phone, apps, and then settings, where you can really kind of go in and change everything to your liking. So we'll start with audio. Buy a brand new Ford, like a lot of other car companies do. You get Sirius XM free for 6 months. So we have AM, FM, Sirius, CD, Bluetooth, so you can listen to music that's on your phone. You can hook up your phone, listen to music from there. And then your music apps, Spotify, and then also Rhapsody, but I don't have it on here right now. And everything's really quick. You touch it, it goes right to it. Climate, which you can actually control from the bottom as well, for most parts, but if you need to get detailed where you want the air coming from, you have to do the touchscreen. Phone, text messages, do not disturb, phone keypad, among other things. Apps, basically you just hit find new apps. It's going to look at your phone and see if it has any compatible apps to work with the system, and it'll load them from there, and you can actually it makes it easier because you can use your buttons here on the steering wheel to control the app from there, instead of having to fumble with your phone, which can be dangerous while you're driving. Settings, you can go to sound. You can adjust, your treble, mid-range, and bass, balance, fade, speed adaptive volume, which if you're driving, you get the road noise and the wind. If you have the windows down, it's supposed to just compensate for that in terms of the volume a little bit when you're driving. Occupancy mode, most of the time I have it on driver, but you can go in and put it on all seats if you would like to. So we'll go back to settings, clock, obviously. Bluetooth settings, I guess probably go in and turn it on and off. General settings, pretty straightforward. Voice control. Valet mode, so people can't get in and look at your information. You can also put the car in valet mode, so it doesn't go over, I think, 30 miles per hour at 3,000 RPM. So decide to valet your car at a restaurant or hotel. They can't go joyriding in it, and they won't have too much fun if they try. Wi-Fi, that's for mostly, you can connect the Wi-Fi to use the apps from there, or you can use that to find updates to the Sync system. Vehicle doesn't really have too much, just the camera settings, the rear camera settings. Display, your brightness mode. Have an auto. As you can see right now, the background's kind of bright, it's a light blue. When it goes to night, it goes black, which I think is really awesome. I did rent a Chrysler 300 a couple weeks ago, and it may have had this option, but I didn't really look into it because it was a rental and didn't really care too much about it. But the screen was really bright constantly, and it gave you the option to turn it on and off. But what's nice about this is when it knows it's nighttime, the background goes black and everything else is kind of darker. So it makes it much easier to see. It doesn't bother you as you're driving. It's just a really nice touch for the system. Alright, so that's the sync system. We'll move down here. Again, you have your heat and AC controls at the bottom. Since I have the Recaro seats, these little areas here would have been heated seats and cooled seats if I had the standard seats, but I got the Recaro, so I don't have that, which is okay. I'd rather have the Recaros. Push button start, I have the car on, so I can just show you here. Press it once, turns the car off. And you have these cool toggle switches, and there's a lot more behind them than it looks. You have your emergency flashers there. This one turns your traction control on and off. And then we have these two on the right. I'll turn the car back on so I can show you what they are. This one is steering, so you just click it, and I'll show you the dash here, what it does. So you can change how you want the steering to feel. Normal is somewhere in the middle. Sport, you're going to feel a lot more of the road. It's going to be tighter. You go to comfort, and it's going to be looser. You know, a lot less effort to turn the vehicle. And in addition to that, we're going to go to the next toggle switch here to the right. You can see it says mode. Click that, and you have 4 options. You have normal, sport plus, track, and snow wet. And what these are, it changes the throttle response in the vehicle, stability control, traction control, especially on the track one. Sport just kind of, from what I can feel from it, it helps the throttle response, and it turns on the sport mode and steering automatically. And it might adjust the timing a little bit. I'm not sure, but the one that's all out is the track. As you can see, it automatically turns off your traction control. Throttle response is even more apparent in this mode than the Sport Plus mode. Again, it messes with the stability control. Not sure if it turns that off completely. I don't think it does from what I've read online, but that's your standard from the factory have fun mode in the car. And you have snow and wet, which is pretty awesome, especially in a Mustang. This is my 4th Mustang, and if you drive a Mustang, you drive anything rear-wheel drive that's sporty, you know that when it's raining outside, or it's especially snow, either A, you're not getting anywhere, or you're getting somewhere very slow. So kind of curious to see how this works out for me in these Pennsylvania winters coming up, and hopefully it helps me out. My last car was a 2004 Mach 1. All it had was traction control, and it did its job, but I have a feeling that this mode's going to do even more for me driving through bad weather. So I'll just go briefly over the interior itself. Wow, you know, what an upgrade from just a few years ago. You know, I'm going to start from my first car, which was an 88 4-cylinder car. It had that 80s red interior. And then I had an 87, and I had the 04 Mach 1. And, you know, this is 12 years apart from my last car. And just what a difference. The stitching, the quality. I don't have any rattles yet. I do hear that they come sometimes with these, even though they're new, but they come and go. Just kind of comes with having plastic parts in a vehicle. The cooling, the expanding, it's not really something you can get away from as much as the automakers try. But I can't say enough of this interior here. It's just well thought out. Mostly everything is a soft material. You have the white stitching throughout the vehicle. But yeah, what a difference. What a difference a few years can make. You know, I think Ford heard from their consumers, and they've made strides. And this interior is gorgeous. Well put together. It feels like it feels like an expensive car. The way they did this interior, leaps and bounds above anything in the past. I know when they did the 2009 to 2010 model makeover, the interior got, you know, some improvements, but this is leaps and bounds over that as well. It feels very well put together. It can stand its own against a lot of the other higher end auto makers, I would say, from what I've seen. So yeah, that's the interior. Cup holders. So yeah, probably gonna move to the outside of the car in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.